We are all on a journey of discovering who we are in Christ Jesus. He paid the price for us to be redeemed, to be saved, and He made us a new creation that we are not able to earn or try to do on our own, but He did it. But our understanding of that new creation and who He made us to be in Him is a lifelong journey as we overcome our misunderstandings and our views of ourselves that have come from our culture, come from our experiences, our family. All of that needs to be submitted to who Jesus says we are. There was a time where I was wrestling with an assignment that I didn't feel like fit who I was, and my strengths and my weaknesses and what I would typically want to do. And I was praying about this, and I felt like the Lord said to me, take out a piece of paper. And so I did. And then He said, I want you to draw an egg. And I was like, okay, it's a bit strange, but all right. And I drew this egg. And then He said, I want you to draw arms and legs coming out of this egg. And I'm like, all right. So I did that. And I'm like, all right, I'm looking at this Eggman here. I'm like, what is this? And He goes, now I want you to draw a question mark in the egg. So I did. And I said, what is this? He goes, this is you. I said, I don't understand. And He said, there are things about who you are that I've revealed to you, that I've showed you, that are who I've made you to be. But there's a whole bunch more that I have yet to reveal that actually you don't even know who you are completely. You think you're things, but there are so many misunderstandings that have come from these other places. He goes, so the idea of you is still being revealed. And so this just gave me an opportunity to say, okay, wow, like I'm not going to limit what God's calling me to do or asking me to do based on my understandings of who I may be, because maybe I don't know who I am. And so as we're on this adventure and this journey of saying yes to God and finding out who we are in Him, we have to appreciate that we haven't got that all figured out yet. He does. He's done it. He's finished the work through the cross, but revealing that to us that we might walk in that new identity is still part of the adventure and the journey. And so some of the scriptures on this is Colossians 1:27, to whom God willed to make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory. And so again, this crazy idea that God in us is this mystery that's being revealed to us by the Spirit. And it's, again, quite an adventure. The next is Romans 12:2, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. And so again, our mind is being renewed, and our understanding of both the world around us, but also ourselves and our identity is a journey that we're going to be walking in. 1 Timothy 2:7, for this I was appointed a preacher and an apostle. I am telling the truth and am not lying, a teacher of the Gentiles in faith and truth. And so even Paul is saying here that there were aspects of his identity that were revealed to him in Christ that he was appointed to do that he would not have understood fully without God revealing that to him. So again, as we walk this out, we want to be asking the Lord, who do you say I am? And let's surrender to Him the ideas and misconceptions we might have about who we think we are, and stop saying this is just who I am. And we need to say, Lord, who do you say I am? So even just take a minute and ask the Lord, who do you say that I am? What is this identity that you have called me into? And even ask Him, are there things that I say about myself that are actually not true? If you're struggling to hear from God on what He might be asking you to do, I want to encourage you to check out my course on hearing God's voice and really develop this discipline of getting before the Lord and not just monologuing at Him, but listening and hearing His voice and obeying wholeheartedly to do everything He's called you to do.